Being an adult is very expensive. You wake up, do your thing, and all of a sudden you just blink and $150 is gone. Is there really anything you can do to fight this? What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the Financial Couch. Today I'm going to give you guys some tips on how you can save money in your everyday life. For the record, these are not going to be some stupid tips like don't flush your toilet more than once a day, and they're not going to be overly complicated like put a new engine in your car in order to save money on gas. These are designed to help you in your everyday life and your everyday spending. With that, let's get started. My first tip I have for you guys is to stop buying the name brand items at grocery stores. It's been found that these name brand items can be up to 45% more expensive than the store brand or generic brands. You have probably noticed this while browsing through the aisles of your local grocery store. The only logical explanation for this difference in price is that those name brand items must be a lot better and a lot tastier, right? While this is sometimes the case, almost 9 times out of 10, a store brand item will taste almost exactly the same as a name brand item. I guarantee you, with some of these items, you would not be able to tell the difference if you were to taste them side by side. To take it one step further, it's been revealed that most of these name brand items get their product from the exact same supplier as the store brand. So that means the only real difference between some of these items is the colorful packaging that is manipulating you to buy it. So don't fall for this and just get the store brand item. One cool thing to note is that this also extends into the retail market as well, like handbags for women, for example. My girlfriend can go out and get this amazing Gucci bag for thousands of dollars, or she could go shop at one of these smaller retailers for a fraction of the price. These smaller brand name bags will offer the exact same things as the Gucci bag, and in most cases, the quality of the bag and the material is exactly the same. The only huge difference between these bags is that little logo on the side. And I know this might get some people heated, but honestly, after about a minute, no one really cares where your bag is from, what it's made of, or what the name brand is. Trust me, they're not going to fangirl over you, they're not going to be impressed, and they're not really going to think anything of it after about a minute. So stop buying the name brand items and stop wasting your money. Alright, the next tip I have for you guys is to not go grocery shopping while you're hungry. I am personally guilty of this myself. I came home from the grocery store one day with over $40 of extra snacks and junk food that I really didn't need. When I got home, my girlfriend gave me one of those looks that a mom gives her kid when they cuss for the first time. And while we are very smart with our finances and this didn't affect our situation at all, it was kind of embarrassing to see all the snacks that I thought were amazing turn out to be not that great when I brought them home. And if you have ever been there before, you know that when you're in that state, all of a sudden everything sounds amazing and money is a secondary concern. Throughout that week, all the junk food I ended up buying ended up going to waste because it just did not sound very appetizing to me when I got home. So I wasted quite a bit of money on that grocery run, and I'm sure it would happen again if I were in that situation once again. So do yourself a favor and grab a snack before you go out and buy your weekly groceries, because you might end up buying more than you anticipate. Next, this is a tip that I learned myself as I was driving to work one day, and that tip is to look for gas stations along your morning commute to work. I live in a fairly nicer part of the city, and it comes with higher prices, and gas is no exception. I guess I can't really complain because California gas is on a whole nother level. And while their gas prices are crazy, they're not as crazy as the people who are willing to pay that. Sorry, not sorry, California. But I have about a 1 hour round trip commute every single day to go to work. Along the way, I have found gas stations that are 20, 25, even 30 cents cheaper per gallon than where I live. So once every week and a half or so, I leave my home a little bit earlier so I can go fill up my tank at those gas stations where I can save up to 25 cents per gallon. So in order to cut down my gas spending substantially, all it costs me is about 10 minutes of my time every other week to go grab that better deal at that gas station along my morning commute. With how much we all drive here in the United States, gas is a huge expense that we would all love to cut down on. And by implementing this tip, I guarantee you your gas spending will be cut down substantially over time. So this simple tip can have a huge impact on your finances with minimal work on your end. But most importantly, remember to drive safely. This next tip is something I've also implemented in my life, and it has done wonders for me, not just in my financial life, but also my mental health as well. What I have done is begin commuting to work during non-traffic hours. And what I mean by this is I commute super early in the morning so I avoid the morning rush to get to work. So I show up at the office extra early, I put in my required hours for the day. That means I can leave early for the day as well and avoid the afternoon rush to go home. If you know anything about a car, you'll know that sitting in traffic is one of the worst ways to waste gas and money. So that's why I began getting up at 5 a.m. to get ready for work. And believe it or not, I'm not a morning person at all. I really don't like getting up early in the morning, but I've gotten really used to it, and honestly, I wouldn't really want it any other way. This had major benefits for me financially because I was able to save so much gas just by flying down the freeway with no traffic at all. In addition, I noticed that my mental health got a lot better as well. I don't know about you, but personally, I run into stupid drivers all the time. And honestly, it's not fun to be cut off and tailgated for miles. But with no one on the road at 6 in the morning, it's honestly a really relaxing drive, and I feel great and ready to be productive at work when I get there. Well, kind of productive. Depends on my mood. I hope my boss isn't watching this. I know what you're thinking. Why in the world would I get up early? And if I really wanted to wake up early, that means I have to go to bed earlier as well. And I'm just busy in the evenings. Let's be honest, what are you really doing after 9 p.m. on a work night? night? Are you just watching stupid YouTube videos all night, or are you just scrolling through social media being jealous of other people? Overall, you're probably not doing anything super productive anyway, so do yourself a favor, get some good sleep, and wake up early to get an earlier start on the day before everyone else wakes up. What I've noticed in my experience is that the most difficult part is really just getting out of bed. Once you can get out of bed in the morning, I guarantee you the hardest part is over. I will admit though, this lifestyle isn't for everyone, but I do encourage you to go out and try it yourself, because who knows, you might end up loving it and you might end up being a lot happier, not just mentally, but financially as well. Speaking of social media, that kind of leads me into my next tip, which is to stay off of social media, or at least limit your time on it. Today, we are overly attached to our phones. Almost anywhere you go, you can always see people scrolling on their phone or looking down on their phone texting someone. It's become so commonplace nowadays that it's almost awkward nowadays if you're not on your phone scrolling. Behind the scenes, social media is secretly poisoning our minds into believing what our lives should be looking like. It puts so much unnecessary pressure on us on how we should look a certain way, act a certain way, and go through life a certain way. We see all these people on social media who have seemingly perfect lives, going on amazing vacations, buying amazing things, and having all smiles, when all it does is make us wish how much we had that. Your mind then influences you to go out and make some impulse purchases in order to best replicate this in your life. In addition, it doesn't help that these platforms are tracking all of your data and habits in order to give you ads on things that you cannot refuse. And they have even been kind enough to make it so easy for you to buy and sign up for things just by a few clicks, which you can conveniently do from your phone, which everybody nowadays is stuck to. Overall, by limiting your time on social media, it will help you not care as much about those materialistic people who are just trying to impress people to make themselves feel better about themselves. This is something I've done in my life as well. I deleted my Facebook and Instagram apps off my phone, and I'm proud to say I have not looked back. I will log on to my accounts about once a week through my internet browser on my phone just to keep up with family and see what's going on. I would be lying if I said I wasn't on these apps for hours every day in the past, but now I'm proud to say I only use them for about 1 hour per week. Not only has this helped my mental health, but it has also helped me strengthen the relationships with the people around me. This was very apparent in my relationship with my girlfriend, as we were both glued to our phones all the time. But ever since we got rid of social media on our phones, we've been able to communicate better and get on the same page on more things and our goals in life. So I encourage you to try the same thing. You don't have to delete your accounts, but just delete the apps off your phone and see how your mentality and life changes. See if your mentality will get better and if you end up having a much more positive outlook on life. Once you have a more positive outlook on life, you will begin to care less and you won't need to go out and buy crazy expensive things in order to be fulfilled in life. So don't fall into the trap of social media that has the entire world wrapped around its finger, because at the end of the day, your mental health is not worth it. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below. I'm posting a brand new video every single week on this channel, and you won't want to miss what I have in store in the coming weeks. Take it easy guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.